So let me quickly tell you where, how, and when to journal before I tell you why you need to journal. Because it's simple, so you can journal anywhere on a piece of paper or a note app or even your favorite local beach sand. I realize that when we are faced with obstacles, we quickly jump into conclusions and think that we just figured it out. And sometimes figuring it out means coping and ignoring the problem entirely, which is not what we want to do here. When we instantly jump to conclusions, we tend to undermine the complexity of our problems, and this fast decision making will leave us with incomplete solutions to our problems, and it may not address the problem fully. Instead, through journaling, I'm able to externalize my thoughts, and when I see them written down, it makes me realize just how delusional my brain can get. But don't worry, once you remove all the bluff from the problem, then you will find the truth and finally find the solution to your problem. I can't tell you how peaceful I became. Every time I'm faced with a problem, I address it in my lovely journal. As I kept journaling every day, I gained an increased awareness over my actions and people's behaviors. So I started noticing patterns that you wouldn't normally see in your day-to-day life. But when you journal, you are looking at yourself from a different angle. So that alteration will wake you up from that automatic state that you usually be in your everyday life, and it will start to shed light on the details that you'd miss. So there might be some reoccurring patterns that are destroying your life. They can slowly degrade and ruin a friendship or a relationship or even a relationship with yourself. And it's really serious because this is your future. And if you don't sit down and actively journal about the problem, then you won't notice your decline. No, seriously, this is the Windows trash bin. In here, you delete things like this folder over here. Journaling is kind of like this, but instead of deleting unwanted junk from your computer, you delete unwanted junk from your brain. That recent drama that you've been overthinking about is no longer occupying your brain because now it's on paper and it looks way less dramatic than before. Journaling calls it for what it really is, with emotions out of the window. This makes you realize that it's just another thing that happens in your life that you don't really need to worry about. So when you write about it, you save up space for what really matters to you. And when you do a lot of journaling on these problems, then believe me when I say this, you'll start to have a little journal in your brain. You'll find it much easier to filter these things that come in your life and see them either as distractions or genuinely things that you need to worry about and to focus on. A lot of people cope when they are dealt with a problem, and the coping mechanism is different for everyone. Some hit the gym, others hit cigarettes, some folks even take it a step further and start beating their meat. Yo, whoa, cut this off, yo! It's different for everybody, but when you've been journaling, a lot of these coping mechanisms start to feel unnecessary for you, because at that point, when you have written paragraphs discussing to your journal how stupid your friends are, you feel understood. It's like the first time that you came to an agreement with yourself. So you automatically resolve to journaling because it actually solves your problems. So dump that cigarette of yours and replace it with a pen. But don't smoke the pen. Use it to write down in your journal. And I promise you that you will finally come at peace with yourself. We went over how journaling makes you come up with solutions that you thought you'd never find, details that you'd never come across if you weren't journaling. Well, if gratitude was an old wise man, he would be grateful for all the things that you and I would journal about. You might think that's weird, but think about it. So let's say you and your girlfriend broke up. Well, you can be grateful for the time that you spent together, avoiding resentment. You lost a family member or a friend. You can be grateful for the things that they've done for you and for the people around you, avoiding grief drastically. Remember that pencil that kept falling from your table when you were 6th grade? Well, be grateful for that, because that gave you the ability to speak to the girl that picked it up for you. Except you didn't talk to her, you autistic fuck. A big part of learning from your mistakes is to genuinely be grateful that they happen. Since we are wrapping up this video, I have a question for you in order to change your mindset on how you view your past actions, is to ask yourself, what mistakes am I grateful for and why? So my friend, welcome to the end of the video where you are supposed to leave, but don't worry, I'm not going to kick you out because I need viewer attention. So let's take this time to introduce you to myself. I'm Skizzo, and I'm interested in topics about self-improvement, money making, and cold approaching girls and dating and all that good stuff. So if you found this interesting, click the subscribe button. It's a win-win for you and me. And yeah, it's been Skizzo. Thank you for your presence, and always choose progress over ignorance. Bye bye.